Good morning, America. Live from the Portland Street Pier in South Portland, Maine. Northern New England, coastal southern Maine, South Portland, Maine. This is Frank Margell. It is nice to be out and about with you at about 10:15 a.m. in the morning. We're near high tide, and what we're looking at is the Atlantic Ocean, the Fore River, the harbor. You can't get there from here. Well, we're close enough to the King Tide and the Super Moon event. This is a freelance video, and you will find it at Frank Margell at youtube.com. I post on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. If I strike a chord with you today, please send me a comment. Try to keep it upbeat and clean. I do read them, and generally speaking, I respond to them, so thank you. This is also a freelance video out here in the public domain, so what you see is what you get, and what you hear from me are, generally speaking, my comments. Occasionally I'll present a fact or a figure, but I'm not affiliated with any business or enterprise that you may see in the video. I am out here once again in the public domain, harbor side, and we got about 20 minutes before we are at absolute high tide. Yes, the rumor is that this is going to cause some coastal flooding here in southern Maine, but as I had predicted yesterday, we're not seeing any flooding. But it is a high tide. It's about 12 feet. Go ahead and check your facts when I'm out here videoing. I'll show you around, and we'll take a look at the harbor. We're at a working waterfront here in South Portland, Maine, on this cool, somewhat precipitous, rainy looking day. It hasn't rained yet, but the forecasters are calling for some rain, maybe a half an inch to 3/4. That's going to come later, so it's probably not going to affect this high tide. We got about 15 to 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour before the tide is at full, and I'll show you around here. Pardon me, I'm using a tripod, but see the water's edge there. Yeah, it's near the highest point you're going to see today. It may come up another inch or two, but that is your king tide as a result of the astronomical supermoon. That's what they've been calling it. Yeah, well, I think we're good to go in that regard. However, I would like to get into a little scuttle that is taking place here in South Portland, and it is the result of some pending law and order right here in the big city of South Portland. So I'm going to give you a little commentary regarding the city of South Portland versus the Portland Pipeline. And I've got some of this information off local media. It's in the press. You're hearing it on the radio, and you're seeing it at some of the news stations, of course, during their broadcast. Not specifically at the news station. However, go ahead and check your facts. And I did a very little bit of research on this, so you go ahead and do your own research. I'm going to give you what I have found regarding this scuttle. What's taking place here, and the rumor mill is building, is that the city of South Portland passed an ordinance, and I have some information about that ordinance. So let's get right into it. Once again, go ahead and check your facts. If I strike a chord with you, send me a comment. Maybe you know something more about this, or this is an interest of yours. It's a pretty big story right here in coastal southern Maine, because South Portland is a working waterfront, and it provides an enormous support for the folks that live and thrive here. So here we go. This is agenda item number 8, and they held a meeting at the city of South Portland. Go ahead and check your facts. On July 21st of 2014. And you can find some information at www.southportland.org/811/08_ordinance_1-14-15.pdf. Or you can go to the South Portland, City of South Portland website and check under ordinances. No matter how you get there, I'm not affiliated with that website, and I'm not representing either the South Portland City or the Portland Pipeline. I'm just giving you my comments on what I've heard, and alarm bells are going off here in coastal Southern Maine. This story's pretty big, and it's growing. The ordinance that I referred to, and I told you how to get there to the best of my ability, it prohibits the bulk loading of crude oil onto any marine tank vessel in the shipyard zoning district or shoreland overlay district. Well, that is also what the ordinance quotes, or that is quoted on the South Portland City Hall information. You can find that again at the city website. So let me try to explain this to you. What happened is the people of South Portland initiated a referendum. It went through the normal channels, and they passed an ordinance. The ordinance was reviewed and passed into law, preventing Portland Pipeline from reversing its oil flow and loading oils such as tar sands on to ships to export to foreign countries or lands north, south, and particularly east. You can always check your facts. But you can see on the working waterfront, we're next to aspects of the Portland Pipeline, and you can also find some information about them. Again, I'm not affiliated with that website. It's portlandpipeline.com. Yeah, it's www.pmpl.com. So I'm not taking a side with regards to this, but here's what's taking place, and here's the big scoop. What we're looking at is Portland Pipeline Corp versus the City of South Portland, and Portland Pipeline is going to be the plaintiff, and the City of South Portland is obviously the defendant. So this is going to go through the district courts, and this may or may not, rumor has it, move from the district court to the appellate court level. And what else is taking place is that there is a defense fund regarding the ordinance. And this defense fund has raised almost $1 million. So there is pending legal action, and the pipeline company versus the City of South Portland is resulting in at least the defendant having to raise nearly $1 million to battle this out, to litigate it, and eventually it's going to be in the hands of district judges, appellate judges, and perhaps even a Supreme Court. Now, the Portland Pipeline Company has been in business in South Portland for 75 years. They are not a new company, and they are vital and important part of the working waterfront. So, boy, there's pluses and minuses on both sides. The concern that I got from doing some research regarding the South Portland residents is they're worried primarily about their air being polluted or smelling more than fishy. Yeah. So there is a drive to litigate this, and it's going to be expensive. What does this mean to the small guy or the new business startup or somebody that wants to grow a business or may be an entrepreneur and they want to do some business here in coastal southern Maine in these large cities? If you take a look at the information on these ordinances, and go ahead, just skim it over, look at it. You don't need to be a lawyer or attorney. Just take a look at it, and you're going to find a mountain of regulations and oversight, and it is incredible to see how much is involved in this one particular ordinance. So if you get a chance, go to the city website, look at the ordinance. I'm not affiliated with that website, and I'm not asking you to donate or not donate to either cause. I'm just giving you my humble opinion. But look at the ordinance itself, and you may be blown away by the regulations that are listed in that ordinance, and it definitely needs to be in the hands of the courts at this point, in my humble opinion. The lawyers are going to move this through the court, and talk is that by February, after looking at the summaries, the judge could dismiss the case or move it forward. There is talk, though, that because of the issues at hand, this is going to move to a trial and possibly go to the appellate courts. So live from the working waterfront, Portland Street Pier in South Portland, Maine, this is Frank Margell. Today, November 15th, 2016. High tide, king high tide, super moon. Yep. Sun and fun, and sometimes rainy and overcast. South Portland, Maine. Look, you have a great Maine day. Once again, send me a comment at Frank Margell at youtube.com. I'd love to hear from you. Perhaps you're a genius. You can decipher 25, 30-page ordinances. Perhaps you're an attorney. Maybe you're a judge. What do you think is going to happen to a 75-year-old company that wants to expand its business, and an ordinance passed in 2014 that says, oh no, you're not in our waterfront. You have a great Maine day, and think about, this is Frank Margell. Take care, no matter where you are in the free world. I'll keep you posted, and take care. This is Frank out.